Hello everyone, this is Phoenix Tremaine here again with a video about Monique. If you haven't done so, take a moment to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I'm doing a lot on other social media platforms, and I've decided that I should start talking about the things I talk about on, everywhere else here, like Facebook and Tumblr and different places. And so my YouTube page is about to be more like my other social media platforms where I talk about everything. Especially subscribe to my Phoenix Tremaine YouTube channel. It looks like I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I have 2 pages. So Web Series and Movies is my page, as well as the one Phoenix Tremaine. And we're going to talk about Monique. Now, I have been posted my first Monique video before I got post my first Monique video. She didn't come back and done more interviews, and so I just spent the last hour and a half arguing on Facebook with people about Monique, her relevance, her paychecks, all this kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna add a part 2 and just say my final thoughts on this whole Monique situation. And I like Monique. I think she's funny, but I don't think she's currently relevant. And that's just the way it is. I want Monique to make a comeback and show us that she's relevant, show us that she's that comedian that we're sleeping on, and not just, she went on TMZ and said that she was the most decorated comedian alive. Let that sink in for a minute. Monique is the most decorated comedian alive. Black, white, purple, green, whatever. Monique says she's the most decorated comedian alive. Her ego has totally gone up. Has she won awards that I don't know about? Okay, Monique got an Oscar. A lot of people get Oscars and their careers suffer for it. Kim Basinger, Marissa Tomei. I posted on Facebook the Oscar curse, the 15 people who won Oscars and then then their careers flopped. So there's a lot of people who win Oscars. It's just a popularity contest. You were popular in that moment. It doesn't mean that you're the greatest actress on the planet. It doesn't mean you're the best comedian on the planet. Now, when it comes to decorated comedians, you've got first and foremost, let's just do black comedians, and Whoopi Goldberg is the one that stands out. So Monique won an Oscar. Well, Whoopi won an Oscar too. She also won an Emmy, and she also won a Tony. So she got the trifecta. So the most decorated female comedian, black female comedian, is definitely going to be Whoopi above Monique. They were both stand-up comedians. They both had comedy movies. And Monique, and I looked it up, the last movie that I saw that Monique starred in for herself is Fat Girls, which I actually saw in the theater. I supported Monique and I saw her specials and all that stuff. I'm not a Monique hater, but I'm just trying to be a realist. Fat Girls, according to BoxOfficeMojo.com, made $7 million on a $3 million budget. She keeps throwing Amy Schumer out there. Now, Fat Girls came out in 2006. In 2015, Amy Schumer did Trainwreck, which she starred as the lead without anybody else helping her. And that movie made $110 million. Okay, that's why she got $11 million for her stand-up special. Her movie that she put out last year that people consider a flop, Snatch with Goldie Hawn, made $60 million, and that's Box Office Mojo. Plus there's another site that talks about how much was made on DVDs or whatever. So combined, the movies made like $63 million, but it was on a $19 million budget. So the movie still made its money back, and I think it was the #1 movie that holiday weekend. So she keeps comparing Amy Schumer to herself. Amy is more relevant as a comedian at this point in time, Someone on my Facebook page referred to Monique as Black famous because we all in the Black community know Monique, love Monique, but has she really crossed over? I mean, she was on BET, she was on CW with the Parkers, which came out in 1999, and it lasted for 5 seasons, and because it ended in 2004. So she had her talk show that flopped on BET. I think they had more salary negotiations that went wrong, and either they canceled the show or she quit. I can't remember, so I'm not even gonna go there with her BET show, but it didn't last that long. So she's burned bridges with BET, Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, Lionsgate, and now Netflix. So next week, nobody's going to be caring about Monique again. Just like last time Monique went on her tangent about Oprah Tyler, that might have lasted a week or two, and then she was back to obscurity. She also released a movie, I think 2 years ago, something like that. I think it was called Almost Christmas, because I've been calling it This Christmas, but I think it was called Almost Christmas. But that movie made like $76 million, whereas compared to like a movie like The Best Man, which made over $100 million. Of course, Girls Trip made over $100 million. But the thing is, those are ensemble movies. Monique did not carry Almost Christmas. So you had Gabrielle Union in the movie, you had Omar Epps in that movie, you had Danny Glover in that movie, you had Nicole R.A. Parker in that movie. Like I said in my last video, I fell asleep on it twice. So it was okay, and Monique was featured heavily in the advertising, but when you actually watch the movie, she's okay. And I think they didn't even show all of the funny parts that was in the commercials, didn't even make it to the movie. So I want Monique to win. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like Monique needs a comeback, which means you need to humble yourself. Okay? If you feel like, $500,000 isn't enough, that you're more of a star than that, well, okay, so you got nothing. So I'm arguing with people on Facebook about Monique and what she deserves. Most people say, Monique isn't as relevant as she thinks she is, based on her interview with Sway. I didn't watch the whole thing; it was an hour. I just watched the part about Netflix, and then her interview with TMZ, where she says she's the most decorated comedian alive or whatever. And I'm like, where is the relevant current, movie that you've done that makes people go, Monique is that funny chick? I know she's doing stand-up and she's in clubs and she's packing the clubs, but it's a difference, okay? You can pack a club. People still want to hear you talk about Oprah and Tyler and whatever, just like with Kathy Griffin. People flooded the comedy clubs to go see Kathy Griffin because they wanted to hear celebrity gossip. But when it comes to Netflix comedy special, would I had eventually watched it? Sure. Would I have rushed to watch it? No. Hell, I haven't even watched Dave Chappelle's one yet. So it ain't nothing against Monique. But, if Tiffany Haddish had one, I probably would watch it because, after Girls Trip, I'm like, I want to see more of her. Because she just did something that was relevant and had us all cracking up laughing and seeing this movie multiple times. Did you see it this Christmas or Almost Christmas multiple times? Are you still watching Fat Girls, which is her movie from 2006? The Parkers, I didn't like. I didn't like the Parkers because I felt it was that racist bucket of the eye humor that, I just did not enjoy. It's just certain comedies that do a certain type of humor that if white people did that same humor, we'd be protesting. So I don't watch the Parkers. I know people who still watch the Parkers, just like they still watch Good Times, but is that the audience Netflix is trying to reach? Are those the subscribers that are subscribing? And somebody also noted that Monique has had other things on Netflix. I can't remember it, but if it's true that movies like Blackbird was on Netflix, and her stand-up special was on her old stand-up special was on Netflix, they already have the data of how many people watched what has been on that network already. If that's the case, then they decided that your worth is 500,000 at this point. You could have knocked that stand-up special out the park, okay? And if you knock that stand-up special out of the park, renegotiate for the next one and the one after that. Say, okay, look, I didn't showed you what I can do, because you know what I did in 2008. You know what I did in 1999. Well, this is what I'm doing in 2018. You know what I'm saying? So it's 2018, and all I ever hear when it comes to Monique that goes viral is, I'm not getting paid. I'm blackballed. I'm blacklisted. Obviously, you're not blacklisted from social media. I'm from Baltimore, and I live in Baltimore, which is where Monique is from. And during the riots, where was Monique? I remember Prince came and did a concert. I don't remember Monique, doing stuff. If she did, it was under the radar. I'm not going to say she didn't, but it wasn't something that, sort of filtered to the people. Trump has been president for a year. I bitch almost every single day about what this man has done. If you go on my social media, you will see I do a lot. I do entertainment news. I do Black history. I do political commentary. I do a lot of stuff. And, I like that I get a lot of feedback from people who see me on social media, and, they tell me, hey, I like your post. I appreciate your post. I like your voice. You're saying the things I want to hear. I put comedy online. And, so I think I have a well-rounded social media. It's not just one thing. And people know my strong political stances. And I can't even say that I remember even one post on Trump that you've done that's gone viral. And more people know you than me. You've got the Oscar. And, I get messages from Facebook, there's 100,000 people that hearted you this year, or there's 10,000 smiles you got this year. They send that little stuff to you just to let you know that, hey, all these people are liking you. And they took the time out of their day to hit that smile, to comment, do all that stuff that I appreciate. And it keeps me fueled to keep going, to keep talking, to keep doing different things. And I'm doing my part. This is like the revolution right now. And Trump is lying. The Republicans are lying. The Democrats are lying. It's a lot that's going on. And even local politics. And I'm posting, speaking for people, speaking for myself, and getting people to think. And even doing a lot with posting Black history and sometimes just the Black inventor of the day. Just to let people know we're not this lazy people that haven't done anything for America. So I'm going to end this post now, but I don't have an Oscar. I never had, I've had a TV show before, locally, but I haven't had accolades for it. People may remember me from this from my show here in Baltimore and go, hey, aren't you? I was in a job interview one time, and this lady was like, oh my God, I don't mean to offend you, but were you on TV? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why are you here? You're on TV. So, I do what I do. Maybe one day my brand will be huge and everybody on the planet will know me. But while I grind until I get to that point, um, I'm in my little corner of the world doing things that I feel are relevant and speaking out against things that are wrong. And only thing Monique seems to speak out that I know of is I'm not getting paid correctly. Whether it's I didn't get paid correctly from Lee Daniels, I didn't get paid correctly from BET, I didn't get paid, Netflix didn't offer me enough. So where's that Trump about, a tweet about Trump that's gone viral that I've never seen? So that's all I'm saying, So I took a nap today and I posted on Facebook, Monique is like Trump now. I wake up and it's some more BS, but I use the right words. YouTube don't want you to cuss, but stop being a diva and start giving us some quality comedy that's relevant and current, and then you can collect them checks. Okay. Now I got more videos to make, so hopefully you like this video, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.